Good to see you guys. How you doing? I'm hanging in here. Hanging in here. I stayed up till 3 in the morning, so I slept in today. Felt good. Good morning to you. You had an update for the tips and tricks video? Shoot it over, man. What you got for me? Where am I going on vacation? Taking the fam to Disney World. You're choosing Angel of Light? Nice. Good choice. One's 8 and or one's 9 and one's 11. When you recommend a way to use the build slider, the recommendation slide, you can actually click on the top right where it says recommended stat, and it gives you the bars arranged with that recommendation. Bruh, that's beautiful. How did I not know this was there? That's lovely. Thanks for showing me that. ML Furious is getting a buff. You might want to hold off just to see. Just to see. I don't think it's going to be better, right? I don't think it's going to be better, but you may want to see. You don't want to pick AOL and have Furious somehow magically be the be-all, end-all 4-star unit, right? Yeah, I'm blessed with a bucket of lucky mobility, you might say. Hello, Vuriv. How you doing? Give me a second. I need to check and see how my boy here is built. That is not his original build. This is the wrong fribbles file. There we go. This is one nice thing about fribbles, is when you make a mess of your account, it's a roadmap of how to put everything back. So let's see. Liddy's helm. Man, remember what a pain in the ass it was to do the Hall of Trials yesterday? I jumped in and did it the first time. I didn't really change anything, just went through smooth as glass. So I went in. I guess I did upgrade one speed item. And then I just to test to make sure it wasn't a fluke, I did it 2 more times back to back. So I don't know. I don't know what Furies were against us yesterday, but it went smooth after that. There we go. That's a good looking guy. Oops. Surely my first 28 speed piece, right? Yikes. We'll roll this later. I need the rest of chat here to like bring me really good luck to roll this piece. Yeah, what the hell is this? I guess this is like an Aria piece, maybe? Hey, thanks, Vic Chan. I appreciate it, brother, man. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, man. I'll still be around until like Monday, but I'm not gonna have time to stream unless I just like pop it open for just a couple of minutes. I'm gonna be busy packing and running around trying to figure out what I forgot. I don't know. It's feeling kind of stinky, guys. Yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. "28 speeders." Yeah. I will get one someday. Remember that year 1 or 2, we can reset our character and get the mola back? Can we still do that? I remember that year 1 or 2, we can reset our characters and get our mola back. Can we still do that? That was probably a recall. They did that with recalls, and they're going to do that again with lots, and that's what we're going to be talking about with this tier list. But that's not something you could just do. That was only when they did a recall. That blind kind of sucks. Okay, I think this is going to need to be tuned and built proper. We'll try it out later, though. That might be a video. We'll see. It looks like an interesting idea that somebody had there. Somebody in chat said they could 2-man it. I think they probably can, but I don't think it can be a base speed flan. Man, isn't she freaking great? I love that unit. You are not kidding. Hey, Edwin, thank you for the super, man. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. It's really nice of you. Remember when we thought they got rid of the flashbang in the sanctuary? That was a nice 5 minutes. Yeah, but it's recycled in just the best way. So that last video you posted on YouTube, I watched it, I saw lots of things I'm not sure I understood. What was it I was supposed to understand? What was that? It was just a really, really nice cosplay. The China producers do a lot of cosplay for Epic 7, and I just liked that one. I thought it was nice. Not a lot of people have access to the high definition feed on Bilibili, so I went ahead and just put it together as a video for you guys. It wasn't, there was no subtext or anything subtle underneath of it. It was just like, you know what? If you're bored on a Saturday, here's something to kill like 5 minutes of your time. Okay, let's see. What to do, what to do. Oh, how are we doing the Guild War? I think we were getting our butts handed to us by you guys. Hey, we won. Oh, my defense did pretty okay. All right. New defense working. Love it. Yeah, the buff events should be live now, right? Let's see. Yep. Let's get the stuff going. So, let's see. Take all this and all this. Give me all the stamina, all of it. What should we be farming? Is it true that if I claim my last tipping dash tash that will lock the daily quest? It is untrue. If you claim your last thing, you will still get the daily quests. There's nothing you can do in Epic Pass, and there is nothing you can do in the Epic Dash that will keep you from being able to get your daily mission rewards until another 8.5 days. So go for it, man. Grab your ticket, spend it, enjoy it. What's up, Silver Eclipse? I'm gonna show up at Smoggate with a petition to declare more farmable molas and affordable prices for mola packs. Let me know how that works out for you, man. You're doing God's work out there. Hey, Kefnet, how you doing, buddy? You're way behind on the Epic Dash Pass. You got 8 days. Clear as much as you can, and on the last day, you can always use Sky Stones to buy the rest. Just start saving up some Sky Stones so that if it comes down to it, you'll be able to pay your way through it. I'm still on the fence about this second Gala unit, whether or not she's destined for greatness or about to be an imprint. Thanks again for your help. Yeah, you're welcome, Lone Wolf. I'm glad you got something good out of it. How's my flan doing? Do I have any gifts for you? I do have gifts for you. Holy crap, I got some blue and some light boxes. Who gets these? Stat, hide friendship 10, show me ice and light units. Is there anybody that's getting these? I guess these are going to be saved for the next collaboration. We're going to be getting an ice unit. Who do you anticipate will be on the next galaxy rotation? Next galaxy rotation. I really don't know. That's a good question. I'll have to sit down and look at who's been off for a while. Where's the new flan good? RTA Guild Wars Arena, and evidently she's a solid farm for Golem 13. Although I haven't tested that out yet, that's just what I'm being told. Speaking of gold, I need gold to re-gear my account. I spent freaking 20 million gold yesterday re-gearing for Hall of Trials. So, let's see. Oh, wait, we can't use quick battles if we do that. Let's get rid of our arena stuff first. Is ML Ludwig worth the pity, or just wait and see what's coming? Wait and see what's coming. You've gone this long without ML Ludwig, you can go another 2 weeks. Wait 2 weeks to see what the new 5-star unit is with as insanely overpowered as 5 stars have been. I would really hate for you to go ham on ML Ludwig and then find out like some earth-shattering goddess is coming next and then you've used your pity. Because you can always use the headhunt event to get ML Ludwig. You can't use that headhunt event to get what's next. I call cap. Where's my ML4 selector? It drops on Thursday if you have an A-lots to recall. With Mort buff, I wouldn't go for Ludwig. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, this bounce patch is going to shake up a lot. I think you really want to see where the dust is going to settle, right? This team is this team okay? You're going to go into you, which isn't really going to be that big of a deal. The addition of Zeo to this is kind of bonkers. It's going to ruin our cleanse. But that shouldn't matter. Yeah, let's just try it. Silverblade should have been on Mystic rotation. Maybe. Lunch is up, back to work. Hey, you take care, Edwin. Thanks again for the support, man. I hope your work day goes smooth. You just spent your Mystics for BBK? There are worse things to spend your Mystics on. Except for Hua, what MLs are you hoping come next? ML Queen DN. ML Death Metal Tamarin. ML Goth Laya. I think that would be fun. ML Ross. Yeah, you know what? I'd be fine with an ML Ross. ML Rand would be cool, but that's a tough one since his voice actor passed away. It would be hard to recast that and fill those shoes. This looks unpleasant. Let's try this. They have no problems. Oh, God, display. Don't remind me. ML Terranor, I think, well, Terranor Guard would be a specialty change, not an ML, right? But what if they did specialty change, helmetless Terranor Guard, and it turns out like it's this drop-dead gorgeous redhead inside that helmet? How cool would that be? Halloween update, they every once in a while do a little something for Halloween, but you gotta realize Halloween's not that big of a deal outside of the States, which blows me away. Like how American culture bleeds into everything, but somehow other countries haven't picked up on the epic awesomeness that is Halloween. But it's not such a big deal in other countries, so they usually just kind of give a little nod to it, but not terribly much happens for Halloween in this game. Who should I pick up with my last 2 tickets? Kral, Ida, or Abigail? Definitely Abigail. Between Kral and Ida, I would lean towards Ida. I would hate to see how long this fight lasted with just Elvira being left behind into all of this. That must have been crazy. Hey, anyone in particular, who's a good matchup against Karena in RTA? She's kind of OP. It really depends on the rest of the team. But, yeah, tanky units that can take it on the chin, and people that can defense break. If you defense break Karena, she hits like a kitten. Keep a defense break on her and she's ruined. Yeah, buff block, too. Prof Boy, you nailed it. Buff block or defense break just ruins her. Oh, out of flags for now. Okay. What is Halloween? Halloween? It's, I mean, are you capping A star, or do you actually not know what it is? Let's see here. Pick this stuff up. I'm taking the family to Disney World, Sam. Why is it not showing friendship? Oh, friendship, here we go. Okay, you're still 9. You're still 5. You're still 7, so this is fine. How many leaves do I have? Oh, shit ton. Okay. So, check it, right? I'm going to be farming this for gold in the background. Something you want to consider when you're farming for gold is slide over to the shop and go down to the normal shop and pick up this 50% XP booster. This impacts the penguins that you get. Right? That's a 50% boost to the XP, which is a 50% boost to the penguin drop, which is a 50% boost to the gold that I'm earning from this. Don't need that. Don't need that. And I'm not farming AP right now. I might go over to unrecorded history a little bit later. Should I pick up Abigail or Arya from the special selector? If it's a special selector, I would get Arya. If it's a regular selector, I'd get Abigail. But both are really good pickups. And they synergize so well. Arya and Abigail are really nice. Shit, Abigail and anybody you would keep alive is really nice. Abigail and BBK is madness. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the let's go ahead and talk about the recall that's coming up. I'm going to have a video going up probably tomorrow about the recalls. Maybe Monday. I want to stage it close to the closer to the event. So I think maybe we'll do, you know, how to recall. Yeah, I think I'll do the recalls and the selector videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that way when Thursday drops, you guys will be well armed and armored to go into this, because I'm not going to be around. I'm going to be riding roller coasters and eating overpriced food. Maybe tomorrow I put up a lore video or something. But let's talk about it real quick. So let's see. There is a... Is this the one? There's a recall coming up. This isn't the link for it. Just trust me. There's a recall coming up on auxiliary lots in a few days. And you can recall him and select. When you recall him, you'll get a selector ticket. Now be aware, you only get this selector ticket if you do a recall on auxiliary lots. If you don't have an auxiliary lots, you can't recall him. If you get an auxiliary lots after the balance patch goes live. So Thursday morning after maintenance, everything goes live. If then you get an Oxlots, it's too late, won't count. So you have to have an Oxlots on your account prior to the recall. Then you'll be able to recall him, and a part of that recall is an ML4 selector ticket, and you can pick any ML4 that's currently in the game. And I mean currently in the game, right? You can't save it to pull Wretched Rose down the road, for example. What do I mean recall Oxlots? I mean that on the 24th, after maintenance, you'll go in and take a look at your auxiliary lots. And there will be a little button right here that says recall. And if you click on it, you get everything back. And I mean everything. Every Molagora, you'll get your ego fragment back if you used one. All of the charms and catalysts and stigma in the form of penguins, everything. Even the gold you spent leveling the guy, you get all of it back. And in exchange for that, they will remove Oxlots from your account, and they will give you a 4-star selector ticket, an ML 4-star selector ticket. Excuse me. And they will give you a 4-star ML selector ticket. You can use that ML selector ticket to just select another Oxlots, which you might want to do, because if like me, you have him Friendship 10, you will get all that Molagora back. And then you can get him to Friendship 10 and get 3 more Molagora on top of it. The reason for this is they are changing his build to break his interaction with Spirit's Breath. They felt that it was too strong to have this skill be a 2-turn cooldown, so they're increasing this to a 4-turn cooldown, so it will no longer work with Spirit's Breath. And that basically removes him from 99% of his PvE uses currently. They're also changing this skill from a silence to an 80% defense break. And they're changing this from a increase attack to exploiting weak spots. Trying to make him part of an aggro Cleave RTA unit, which, in my opinion, is not going to work. Now, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the cooks will make it work out. But, Oxlot style Cleave, what a lot of us called a Carlian Cleave, because the player Carlian kind of brought this into popularity, where you use Oxlots to push up your nuker and blow things up. That was great like 2-3 years ago. But it doesn't work in the modern meta. Units like Selene exist. Units like Politis exist. Units that are just straight up faster than the slow-ass 117 base speed of Oxlots. He just can't compete as an opener anymore. So I really don't think he's going to be usable at all. I think this effectively removes him from the game, but maybe wait and see. Those of you who are getting ready to do the recall, that you got your eyes on that 4-star unit that you really want, if you don't have a second Oxlots somewhere in your storage, maybe give a couple of days for the chefs to cook and see if they can make Oxlots work in this game. I'm skeptical, but if he was my only Oxlots, I probably wouldn't hit that recall button until I was sure that he is actually not usable in the game anymore, which is what I think is going to happen, but we'll see. A lot of people are going to be trying him out. Maybe he'll be really good in RTA. We'll have to see. Thanks for the stretch, real selfie. So anyway, that will happen. Now you can only recall 1 Oxlots. You will see if you have multiples, you'll see the recall button on all of them. But as soon as you do the recall on one, the button will disappear from all the others. So you can only do 1 recall, you can only get 1 selector ticket. And that's the other thing, is when you complete this recall and you get all of your stuff back, you'll be given a ML4 selector ticket. There's 0 chance he'll be better than BBK. 0 chance, but you know, he might be better than, like, I don't know, a Benevolent Roman you were thinking about picking up. We don't know. We don't know until he's tested out. He might be like meta with BBK. If you got him imprinted, Sam, what you will get back is you will get meteorite shards, right? All these imprints will be restored as meteorite shards, and you can use those to imprint any other 4-star unit. If one of those meteor shards was an Oxalots and you wanted to get that Oxalots back, you'll go over here, you'll click on this little cog wheel here, and you'll go into customer support. Hey, Elsia, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome, raiders. Hope you had a really good stream. You'll be able to go into customer support, and there will be a system where you can enter a ticket that will say, hey, I need a restoration, and you just say, hey, please remove one of the meteorite shards from my account and put Oxalots back. And within 2-3 days, they'll log onto your account, they'll temporarily lock your account down, which is terrifying, and while your account's locked down for, maybe 5-10 minutes, they will go in under the hood, they'll take a meteorite shard off, and they'll put an Oxalots back on. So you can get the unit back during the recall. You just have to put in a ticket and wait a couple of days. Make sure you don't spend that meteorite shard, or there will be nothing for them to take off your account and they won't do the restoration. So if you're worried about getting one of your Oxalots back out of your imprints, you can totally do that. But let me reiterate one more time. 1 recall per account. 1 selector ticket per account. And it has to be on your account before the balance patch goes into effect. And I'm telling you guys, if your Oxalots or your RNL or your butterfly mandolins are over here in your storage and you want to use them, these are technically not on your account yet. Waiting room is fine. In your waiting room, you can leave them there. That's not a problem. But storage, this will not count. And if you've got an Oxalots... Where is he? Surely I have an Oxalots. If this was the Oxalots I wanted to recall, it would not work. Because the game doesn't think it's never been in my inventory, so it's not counted on my account. So make sure if you have got an Oxalots you want to recall and he's in your storage, or you've got an RNL or butterfly mandolin over here that you want to recall, make sure you pull these out of storage. What if it's level 50? It has to be level 50 to do the recall. Now, if Oxalots is on your account already, and you go into the balance patch window, you're not going to see the recall button because he's not level 50 yet, but as soon as you level him to level 50, you will see the recall button. He doesn't have to be level 50 before the recall. He has to be on your account before the recall, and then you can take him to level 50 and the recall button will appear. Should I max imprint all my Oxalots into 1? If you want meteorite shards, sure. I would recommend you hold 1 Oxalots back so you can keep Oxalots on your account. Maybe keep 2, right? 1 that's fully imprinted and you get the meteorite shards, and the other one that is just the one you're going to keep so you can have an Oxalots moving forward, because maybe he will actually be good. Does it matter if the artifacts are locked? It does not, although you will need to unlock them before you do the recall. Like, here are all of my butterfly mandolins, and you can see they're all locked so I don't accidentally sell them. But even though these aren't leveled, your artifacts have to have 1800 XP in them before you can recall them. Even though it's not leveled yet, I can level it after the recall starts. I just can't get a new one after the recall starts. That won't matter. Any other questions on how this works? How do you get the selector? Do you have to build a max Oxalots? You do not have to build a max one. He just needs to be level 50 to be able to do the recall, and he needs to be on your account prior to the recall, prior to maintenance. The up-and-coming maintenance next week must be on your account prior to that maintenance. After the maintenance hits, you can level them, you can imprint them, you can do anything you want, and then recall, that's fine, but must be on your account. If like, say, November 1st rolls around and you summon an Oxalot, he will not have the recall button. Anyone know when we might see a group's custom summon banner? They usually happen every 6 to 9 months, so we're just about in the window for being due one, Auros. Probably sometime between November and February, would be my guess. Will RNL have a recall? RNL and Butterfly Mandolin will also have a recall, but because they're artifacts, you can do an unlimited number of recalls. Remember, you can only recall 1 Oxlots. Only 1. So don't go leveling 20 different Oxlots thinking you can get 20 different Selector tickets. That's not how it works. 1 recall. Once you recall 1, the button will disappear from all the other ones. But artifacts, you can have an unlimited number of recalls. Now, artifacts pay out a little bit differently. You get everything back when you do a recall. So in this case, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 level 1 butterfly mandolins back. Yay. And I'll get all of the gold that I spent leveling it, and I will get all of the XP I put into it in the form of artifact charms sent back. The reason I'm leveling so many, of course, is because I've got a pet that gives me a chance for good or great success on leveling artifacts, and gives me automatically a 6.6% higher XP boosting rate. So, since this pays based on the XP, not the number of charms used, but the XP in the artifact, I'm going to get a lot more charms out of it than I put into it, and that's why I've leveled so many butterfly mandolins, and I'm continuing to do so, is I want to get, you know, the maximum amount of stamina, or sorry, I'm going to get the maximum amount of, where'd that unlocked one go? There it is. I want to get the maximum amount of artifact charms back when I do the recall. The same thing's going to happen with RNL. When I do a recall on this RNL, I'll get all the gold back, all the artifact charms back, and I will get 1, 2 RNLs back from recalling this. And, you know, I'll get more out of it than I put into it. I still recommend you recall all of them and then just rebuild them, because you're going to get more charms out than you put into it. As long as you had a pet that boosted it, you'll get more artifact out than you put into it. How do I get Mola from Friendship 10? Let me see if I have any units that have that already. Let's look here. Let me see. Oh, but to be specific, guys, there are no artifact selectors in this. The only selector is the ML4 selector that you get when you recall Oxlots. 1 time. The artifacts, there are no selectors. Recalling the artifact just gives you all the charms you put into it back, so that you can build an artifact you feel is useful if you think that the change ruined the artifact. But we have a little way to game the system. I'll have a detailed video on how that works going up on Tuesday. And let's see. Give me 1 second here. Surely I got one. Gita? Okay, so when you get a unit to Friendship 10, right? You notice my Brigida, she's got no Molagora in her at all. But when you get her to Friendship 10, pretend this is Auxiliary Lots, and I just got Oxlots to Friendship 10. And you go into Skill Enhance, you're going to see these pink Skill Enhance points. You get 3 of these when you hit Friendship 10, right? So pretend this is Oxlots, and I come in here and I say, okay, we'll enhance this skill, and see how that turned into a Molagora? And then I enhance this skill. See how that turned into a Molagora? And then I enhance this skill. Oh, wait, I need some knives. 1 second. And then I enhance this skill. Turned into a Molagora. Now, when I go and do my recall on Auxiliary Lots, it'll give me 3 Molagora back. It'll reset them to Friendship 1. It'll reset them to Friendship 1. So I have to get them back to Friendship 1 to get those Molagora back. But yeah, you can do this on Oxlots. That's how you get. So you really want to push it. You really want to like get out there and grind the friendship on your Oxlots so that you can get that friendship points back as Molagora. So if I recall on 2, you can only recall 1 Oxlots. Until I need to pin this to the channel. You'll see the recall button on every single Oxlots on your account, but as soon as you do the recall for one, the recall button will disappear on all the others. No, you get the friendship boxes too. I will get all of the friendship boxes I need to friendship level 10, another unit, but I should get those paid out as Molagora as well. So it's a nice little min-max, guys.
Without TristenWulf will be hard because no cool guides.
I actually got you covered, buddy. I'm going to have a guide going up every single day. Or at least a video. Everybody's been like, hey, do a video on this, do a video on that. I'm like, I'm kind of busy, man. Kind of busy. Ooh, forgot about this. More free stuff. Okay, my 30 runs ended, and I got 5, 12, 15, 18 charms. Not bad. 18 charms. We take it. 18 charms, shit ton of powder. A lot of stigma. 12,900 stigma. Holy crap, guys. That's about...
Also like and subscribe to TristenWulf.
Thanks, Rastafaris. That's about, what's 12,000 stigma? That's about like 1.2 million gold in 15 minutes. Let's go in and start another one. How do you get that much stigma? Couple things. First of all, I'm farming Graysfield in Eulogy for a Saint, which is the best place to farm for stigma. Secondly, if you've got it, I have to show it outside of this. Hang on, guys. Second thing is we are currently in the middle of a Epic Dash event that is giving a 30% boost to battle XP and a 30% boost to account XP acquired. So I got a huge boost to XP, which XP is overage of XP is paid out as stigma. Right? And on top of that, I went into the shop. I went to the normal section. I slid all the way to the bottom, and I bought a 50% XP booster for one day. That stacks on top of the 60 we've already got. So I'm already almost doubling. I'm already more than doubling the stigma that I'm getting because I'm doubling the XP that I'm getting. If you really, really, really want to min-max it on top of that, if you don't mind spending a little bit of cash, you can go into the packs and pick up your, where is it? Your daily support pack 1. Wrong. Oh, monthly pack. You can pick up your monthly support pack for $5. You get another 10% XP on top of that. If that 10% is worth $5 to you, it's not to me, but the extra quick battles and Skystones is kind of nice. On top of that, if you have this artifact, my Tieria is on an artifact that naturally gives 15% XP to everybody in the team, which is more stigma on top of that. You get this artifact for being here at New Year's. This is a New Year's gift that they always pass out in December. So if you don't have this yet, you'll probably pick one up in December. They've given one out pretty much every single year. Is the 150 Skystones for 50% worth it? Depends how much. It depends if you need gold or Skystones more. I think it's definitely worth it. That 150 Skystone purchase plus everything else that I just did, that's going to be... I will probably, by tomorrow morning, have about... If I don't let this slip, if I farm this constantly until I go to bed, I will probably have just shy of 200 million gold. From 68 to 200 million gold. At very least, I will be around 150 million, and that's if I kind of phone it in because I'll be busy. Not even kidding. Now, if you don't have access to Eulogy for a Saint, because you're talking about spending 900 Sky Stones to open this up, and then another 150 for that that XP booster. If you don't want to do that, you don't have the Sky Stones to do it, you can do the exact same thing in Unrecorded History. Unrecorded History is about 20% less gold and about half the amount of charms. But you also get AP, which if you're earlier in the game is more important to you because AP is what lets you buy catalysts, and you need this to level your heroes. So definitely focus on Unrecorded History until you have all of the AP for catalysts you could ever want. Usually about the 6 to 9 month mark is when people consider going into Book of Memories and unlocking Eulogy. Now, important thing about Eulogy, right? Never, ever, ever collect the final reward. You don't need the last one of these. Don't collect it, leave it there, because once you collect the final reward, you will close out Eulogy for a Saint, and you'll never be able to reopen it again. You'll never be able to go in and do this fight again. As long as you don't close it out, it stays open forever. Sorry if that rubs some salt in the wound there, Wulf. I know you got a disappointing response from Smilegate on that. Yeah, and for those who made that mistake, just do Unrecorded History. It's only 20% less gold. Does it have to be Eulogy? Eulogy is the only level... the reason it works so well in Eulogy, and I'll show you. Eulogy is a 2018 side story, and it's the only level where we got 5 attacks. 5 attack Stigma Drop, 5 attack Helmet, 5 attack Boots, 5 attack another Stigma Drop, 5 attack. And it's so easy to kill. Done. Another Stigma Drop. In this run alone, we made 606 Stigma. That's huge. Absolutely freaking huge. The reason it drops more gold is there are 5 fights, which is 5 chances for Stigma to drop. It's more fights, so you naturally get more Stigma. I don't need Stigma. Then you should farm... How do you not need Stigma? Then you should farm hunts. Oh, how much more efficient is for charms? Because there are 5 fights and there are more monsters in those fights than there are in Unrecorded History, it drops double the charms. Literally double. Here, I actually have this saved just for this occasion. Give me 1 second here. I gotta find it. Just bear with me. This was a while ago. This is the raw data. Charms. This was 10 runs of Unrecorded History and how many charms dropped. And this was 10 runs of Eulogy for a Saint and how many charms dropped. Across the board, when I averaged it all out, it was about almost double the charm drop rate. Almost double. Now remember, it's only left side charms. It's helmet, armor, weapon, boots. You do not get ring and neck charms farming any adventure mode. You want those. You want rings and necks charms. That you got to go to Labyrinth. That's kind of where those live. But you can see for Stigma, because you're fighting more mobs, even though they're lower level mobs, you do get about 20% more Stigma. The powder from selling the gear is about the same, right? Unrecorded History has higher quality gear that you get more powder from, but you'll get a higher volume of gear from Eulogy for a Saint, so it kind of matches out. It's about 10% less powder, but that's like a nickel and dime bonus. Same thing with the gold. It's about 10% less gold, but you get most of your gold from selling the Stigma into Stigma into penguins, right? These are just little fluff add-ons. This is where the magic is. So as to where you should farm, what you should farm, this is my recommendation, right? If you need gold and stigma, eulogy for a saint, followed by unrecorded history. If you need charms and powder, eulogy for a saint, followed by unrecorded history. If you need catalysts, eulogy sucks for catalysts. You want to farm unrecorded for catalysts because you get AP, which with you can buy catalysts. If you're looking for gear, you farm Rift. If you're looking for reforged mats, you farm hunts. If you're looking for both, farm hunts if you need gear more and reforged mats secondary. Farm hunts if you need reforged mats and gear secondary. And if you need runes, farm Spirit Altar. Nowhere else drops runes. And I mentioned it over here that you can get mystics, powder, and bookmarks, things like that from hunts and unrecorded history as well, mostly from your pet and the drop table. You don't get any of that shit from Rift. So if you are min-maxing mystics, you really need mystics and bookmarks, that might be enough of a decision. You're like 20 away from pity and you're trying to get that ML5. That could sway you out of Rift and into hunts to polish off your mystic pity. You do you on that. I'm not going to endorse people like this is some kind of mystic farm. You will do much better farming gold and then refreshing the Garo shop than farming hunts as a way to get mystics. Any of the eulogy levels work. Any of the level 3 eulogy levels work, but I like 3-7 the best. It's kind of like unrecorded history, right? Where it's kind of like unrecorded history where all of... Damn it, why doesn't the back button actually behave like a back button? Hang on, 10,000 clicks later. So all of these levels that have the cross swords over them, right? All of these levels are the same. They all work. They all pay exactly the same. But much like unrecorded history, where levels 29 to 33 all pay the same, Gracefield is the easiest to one-shot because there's no bosses on it. Just like unrecorded 30 is the easiest to farm because there's no bosses on it, so it goes a little faster. But the payout really is exactly the same. You know, if you care about specific catalysts, you can pick whichever one you want that has the catalyst you want. They all work the same. Pick the one you like the best. But Greyfields is just where I've been living. And somebody asked, does it proc things like the Goblin stage, the gates and stuff like that? Right here it is. Definitely pops the urgent missions, just like unrecorded history does. Okay, guys, we got really sidetracked. Let me fill up on some stamina, and we're gonna go make this tier list because it's already almost 1 o'clock, and I want to get this done because I got some packing to do. Really nice quality of life, Smilegate. Put in something that lets us auto sell gear below a certain level. Don't make us have to keep doing this. That would be really nice, right? To just have this auto sell. You can set to auto sell or auto extract. Huge quality of life. Everyone would love it. Don't forget your stack selector. Yeah, I still don't know who I'm going to use it on, Shiro. Everybody asks me who should I use the selector on, but nobody says, hey, Tristen, what selector should you get? Man. By the way, I lost one selector in the mail. I sent in a ticket and I'll get some dice. Nice. That's awesome, brother, man. So yeah, evidently, according to Malthazar, if you accidentally let your selector fall out of your mailbox, you forget to collect it, send in a ticket. Maybe Malthazar just got a really, really sympathetic dev. Because I would have sworn they would have said, tough shit, it's gone, you missed out. But that's really great, man. I am happy for you. Knockwell or Aria for regular selector, I can't decide. are you trying to get into RTA? If you're trying to get into RTA, consider Knockwall, but Arya is going to be overall better for your account. I would get, I mean, between the two in a vacuum, not knowing anything else about your account or what you're doing, I would go for Arya. Use the stack selector on Arunca, based. Why not pick a second Arya since yours is now for anti-Hersetti? I thought about it. I'm not even kidding. I thought about it because the Arya I would build.
Why not pick a second Arya since yours is now for
that's-
anti-Hersetti?
That's really, really good idea. Ad break? Did I miss an ad break redeem, guys? Did one of you redeem ad break? Did I miss it? Oh, God damn it. Fine. Let's see what amazing game we're playing this week. I'm sure this one's gonna be great.
Devlin Robinson saved my life.
Devlin Robinson helped rescue me when I was...
I'm not even gonna watch the rest, guys. Can't believe Smilegate showed me a freaking political ad. You know what, though? It started out with, the senator saved my life. I mean, what a way to start a political ad, right? Not they're going to raise taxes on the middle class. They don't like gay people. They want to set fire to the southern half of the country. It was, you know, it wasn't your typical mudslinging political ad. It's just the guy's like, vote for this guy. He legit saved my life. Me and my family were drowning on the Titanic, and he dove in and pulled us into a lifeboat. Vote for him. Will Yulha be good after her buff? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I think she has got a better chance at being good than before. Meanwhile, you got a Hyundai ad. All right, guys. Let's get to work on a selector, because we're running out of time. Bear with me here. What is this ML4 selector and where do we get it? So, after the balance patch hits on Thursday, after maintenance is over and the balance patch goes live, there will be doing a recall on auxiliary lots, on Rihanna and Luciella Artifact, and Butterfly Mandolin. Rihanna and Luciella and Butterfly Mandolin are artifact recalls. You will be able to recall those, get all of the artifacts you put in, all the imprints you put in back as 1-star artifacts, and you'll have all of your charms and all of your gold restored to your account, and you can use those to level other artifacts you believe in more. There'll be a video that I'll link below that talks about how to min-max that to get more charms than you put into it, but there's no recall for artifacts. And you can do that to as many artifacts as you want, as long as you have them on your account prior to the recall starting. So as long as they are on your account prior to maintenance, you'll be able to recall them. And mind you, on your account means in your inventory. If you've got the artifacts over here in storage, if you got your hero over here in storage, you will not be able to recall them, because this is technically not on your account yet. So you want to make sure if your Oxalots or your RNL or whatever is hanging out over here in storage, you want to make sure you take them out of storage and get them in your account. Now, they can be in your waiting room. That's fine. Storage, though, is not okay. So make sure you check your storage and clean that out before maintenance hits. Now, as for the as for the units, when the recall or when the patch goes live, there will be a recall button that will appear over every single level 50 Oxlots on your account. If your Oxlots isn't level 50 yet, just level them up to level 50 and the recall button will appear. You don't need to be level 50 before the recall. You just need them to be on your account before the recall. And when you see the recall button, you click on it and you will get all of your stuff back and you will get an ML4 Selector ticket. Once you recall one Oxlots, the buttons will disappear from all other Oxlots on your account. You can only do it one time per account. One Selector per account. One recall per account. Don't go leveling dozens of Oxlots thinking you're going to game the system. It won't work. You'll see all the recall buttons on all the Oxlots, but once you do one, the other recall buttons will go away. So it's a one-time thing per account. When you do this, you will get an ML4 Selector. I will also link below a video that's all about the recall, going into great detail with images and everything, showing you how this works. But the focus of today's video is, what are you going to do with that 4-star Selector ticket? Now be aware that ML4 Selector ticket can be used on any ML4, light and dark only. You can't use it on RGB. Any light and dark 4-star ticket that exists, or 4-star character that exists in the game at the time of the recall. At the time of the recall. You can't save the ticket for the future. You can't save the ticket to use on Wretched Rose down the road. You can't save the ticket to use on the new ML Shuri down the road. It's got to be on a 4-star unit that is in the game currently at the time of the recall. But any of them, all right? So let's see. Let's go to tier list maker and get this rolling. New hero tier list, and we're going to filter it. We're only going to look at light and dark 4-star units. So these are all the units that we can select from. Kinda. You can't select Free Spirit Tieria, guys. She's a free unit. You can't actually pick her from the recall, so we'll just stick her at the very bottom. So we're going to do a who to ML4 Selector. ML4 Selector tier list. So, Angel of Light Angelica. Angel of Light Angelica. I'm going to put Angel of Light Angelica solidly in the A tier. She used to be an S tier unit. She was everywhere in RTA, but her uses there have fallen back quite a bit. She is still a powerhouse unit. I don't think she's a must-have anymore. She's nice in PvE, especially for fighting the Queen. But predominantly her uses in the game are to make your enemy miserable. If you don't have one, I think it's worth picking her up. But I don't think she is quite meta-defining super tier like she used to be a year ago. We got Fat Cat. Some people are going to argue with me on this, but I think Fat Cat is not all that. Fat Cat's a nice unit. It's fun to have that evasion, but second here. Let's do a 4-tier tier list. It's nice to have that boost to evasion, but I don't think he is somebody you're going to reach for all the time. Same with Assassin Sid. You can build him really fast and murder an opener, but we're seeing fewer and fewer openers, and he relies on penetration, and I think anybody that's fought against Ilanov knows how difficult that is. He requires really, really good gear, and there are just better options, I think, for an opening nuker. But he can be used, right? He can be used. Assassin Kali is basically, you ordered Assassin Sid from Wish.com, and they sent you Assassin Kali. She is pretty much the same unit, but slower. And it makes her damn near unusable. She takes a tremendous amount of gear to make her fast, and why not just build Assassin Sid? Auxiliary lots. Let's talk about him last since he's getting a buff, right? Same with Furious. We'll talk about him last since he's getting a buff. Bad Cat Armin. Bad Cat Armin really, really needs a buff, right? Her kit is so interesting and neat, but I don't see it working in 2025 because it didn't work in 2024 or 2023 either. Benevolent Roman. Benevolent Roman has made a huge comeback recently. Benevolent Roman is all but immune to Zeo. He is one of the strongest Zeo counters. If you use any skill that pushes the enemy back, he's got an EE that will push him up. And he can't be pushed back. So he is a hard counter to Zeo, and a lot of people are running him with Harsetti because if you try to Zeo cleave a Harsetti team, Broman can screw you up on that. So he is really, really good in Arena. He is meta on Guild War and Arena defense, and he has some RTA uses. You don't see any use for him outside of those PvP angles, but I think it warrants him a place right at the top of the A tier. Blaze Dingo is legitimately one of the best dog walkers in the game. Does damage, AoE defense break, heals, but he is so hard to build. There are 3 stars with better base stats than poor Blaze Dingo. His self-imprint is percent defense, and his defense is so low that flat defense is better on him than percent defense. This guy really, really needs an improvement. Some people tried cleaving him with them back in the day, and that was amazing. I saw Robusto use him in Hall of Trials, and that blew me away. But if you're early game, he is one of the better dog-walking units, one of the better units to put in front, especially on those repeat fights, those special event fights where if your team gets hurt, they stay hurt going into the next fight, like Auto Tower, Automaton Tower, and Side Stories. He is actually really, really, really good with that. So I'm not quite ready to say he's trash tier because he is a good unit to put on your team to keep your team healthy and help progress you through harder repeat stages. Bloodblade Corinne is not only the top of the 4-star list, she might be the strongest unit in the game, and I say this staring Harsetti and Luna and Ilanov and Senya right in the eye. Right in the eye. Isn't it crazy that the best unit in the game is a 4-star high school girl with a sword? I think this is a unit you need on your account if you want to play any competitive aspect of this game. You want to play RTA, you need BBK. You want to win an arena, you need BBK. You want to have good defense in arena, you probably need BBK. You want to do Guild Wars or have a good defense on Guild Wars? Surprise, it's BBK. And also her ability to self-heal on her S1. There's a lot of fights. You can just turn her skills on and watch her auto a lot of PvE stuff because she constantly self-heals and self-CR pushes with her S1. So yeah, top tier unit. And if you don't have her, you get her. She's currently on banner. Be careful about spending your mystics on her if you are planning on doing a recall. You can pick her up through the recall, but if you pick her up with your mystics, hey, you've opened up this entire playing field to a different unit you can pick up from your recall. There was a time when Celestial Mercedes was so fun to cleave in arena, and now she's arguably the worst 4-star in the game. I'm sure somebody out there is going to tell me how they still blow people up with Celestial Mercedes, but fam, I'm not seeing it. She needs something big time because right now she has 0 jobs other than looking pretty. Challenger Dominion was my most sought after 4-star unit back in the day. I really, really felt like I was being left out because I didn't have CDOM on my account, but so many things are throttling, CR pushing, and her attack is dependent on defense penetration. She's really good right now for a fun cheese one-shot of Nightmare Queen using Ainz, but there are just better ways to handle that fight. I'm sorry, guys. She really doesn't have a place in the game right now. I'm putting her down on the bottom list. Champion Zerato, a lot of people say is in the shitter, but he's actually pretty good into Harsetti, and he lets you still handle a lot of PvE content that you couldn't handle before. Champion Zerato is still a strong PvE unit, and if you build him with Giga gear, he is actually pretty usable into Harsetti. Not so much so that I think he deserves a spot up here by any stretch, because God, his stats are almost as bad as Blaze Dingo's, but good enough. I'm going to slap him down solidly in the B tier. Crescent Moon Rin has one job and one job only, and that is to help you cheese the Euphine Labyrinth. I think the Euphine cheese is strong enough that it warrants mentioning her up here, because there is really no other unit that does what she does when it comes to stealing the buff and applying it to your whole team. The only other option you have is Rimuru, who is a collaboration unit. So, I think she's a solid B tier unit just because how important charm farming is. Oh, and for those of you who are thinking, yeah, but he can't counter Harsetti. Yeah, he can't. But the very next person that hits him, he will counter and throw all that shit back. Unless he has the anti-counter debuff, of course, but that's why you run him with a unit like Angel of Light Angelica to cleanse the anti-counter buff, and then he starts throwing everything back. Simple as that. Crimson Armin. Although Crimson Armin has fallen off a lot in the game, I still think she is a top tier unit. She will let you clear abyss floors you couldn't clear before. She mitigates the hell out of everything. And she can give gold shields, which are so important to surviving. She spams immunity. I think anybody that doesn't think Crimson Armin is a top tier unit, both for handling RTA as well as climbing through abyss, really hasn't explored her kit and what it can do for them. Fighter Maya. I'm gonna get some blowback on this, guys. She's not a real unit anymore. She's just not. Yeah, she's okay into Harsetti because she self-cleanses with her passive, and she can drop some nukes when her health gets low. I don't think she brings enough to the team to solve all of the problems we're out there facing today. If you have success with Fighter Maya and you want to pick this thick automatic doll up, you go for it. I know there's a one-shot team with her in for killing Hell Queen. There's still easier ways to do it. I just can't in good conscience say she's Selector worthy, so I'm putting her down there. General Purgus, once upon a time, was up here, right? General Purgus was the way to farm Wyvern. And then a 3-star unit called Mui came out and totally stole his thunder, and now he doesn't do anything except possibly to let you trap or deal with Zeos, and even that's fewer and fewer. So yeah. Great Chief Kawana is really nice into KD's 13, but there are other units that are just better into KD's 13, so yeah. I don't think she's worth the pickup either. You would think Guider Aether, a unit that can CR push, a unit that can attack buff, a unit that can heal that's not a Soul Weaver, a unit that's a mage that can heal, carry tags book, and attack buff, and you think this guy would be everywhere, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the damage to be meta anymore, and he doesn't have the speed to go first anymore. There was a time when I cleaved my way to the Edge of Emperor with Guider Aether, and unfortunately that time has passed. All of his skills piss off all of the people who are on Elbrus, and he just winds up getting your team killed. Inferno Kawazu would be down here except for the fact that he absolutely murders Navy Captain Landy, and that alone puts him at the top of B tier. You will find uses in Guild Wars for this guy left and right. He's got a unique kit that lets you destroy Janua teams, lets you destroy Landy teams. He's just an all-around good pickup for niche dealing with Guild Wars. Hey, Steve Osho, thank you for the follow, buddy. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Infinite Horizon Acades used to be down here, but now that we have Harsetti and New Moon Luna out, I think she pulls her weight right up here into the meta tier. If you want to be able to handle RTA, if you want to be able to handle especially arena defenses, especially Harsettis and Lunas, I think you want an Infinite Horizon Acades on your team. Very solid pickup. Kitty Clarissa, while formerly the queen of PvE, mostly because of Holotrials, her usefulness has kind of dropped off a little bit. Units like Camilla, units like Fire Ken, a lot of units have started getting dual attack. Hey, Twisted Dazzle, thank you for the follow, buddy. A lot of units having built-in dual attack have taken a lot of Kitty's stuff away. I still think she's a powerhouse PvE unit and worth putting down here. She really doesn't have any PvP uses at all. Nobody argue with me on this. Last piece Corinne is heckin' amazing. Her ability to punch through evasion, her ability to one-shot and be built with just about any opener. The only reason that you would consider not picking up Last Piece Corinne is you simply just don't have the gear to build her. If you have the gear to build her, she is one of the strongest 4-star units out there, and that's a hill I'm just gonna die on. Sorry, guys. I think in a world of Lunas and Harsettis, you need a Moon Bunny Dominial on your account if you plan to do anything in RTA at all. If you don't touch RTA at all, her value plummets. But for RTA, and to a lesser extent for Guild Wars, really, really solid unit. Hey, Naomi! Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's LPK good against? Anybody with evasion. Savior Auden, dead. Anybody with evasion on them. Remnant Violet, dead. She's got a 50-50 shot to straight up murder the new Flan unit, and that alone might find her a place. So yeah, Moon Bunny Dominial, if you don't play RTA, her value drops quite a bit, but if you play or have designs on RTA, I think you're going to want a Moon Bunny on your account. Village Soup! Thank you for the sub, Village Soup. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, she also kills Selines. Let me see. Where are we now? Roaming Warrior Leo. Yeah, I tell you what. Even though Roaming Warrior Leo exists, still better than poor Celestial Mercedes, but only by a little bit. If he gets a speed EE, or I don't know, he is a little bit of a buff away from being greatness, right? From being a good supportive unit, but right now he's just still not really draftable. Yo, my girl Shadow Rose. Shadow Rose hits the B tier for one really solid reason, right? She is the easiest way to get a near perfect guaranteed clear rate Banshee. With this girl on your team and basic simple gear and really easy to get at units, you can have a 98% clear rate Banshee 13 one-shot. Now, if you can build 100% clear rate Banshee 13 one-shot without Shadow Rose, then her value goes away. But for relatively new players, and let's be honest, people looking at tier lists are typically relatively new players. For those people, I think Shadow Rose is an important pickup for their account. Shooting Star Arcades, I'm going to put her right beside Crescent Moon Rin, because she gives the immortality that you need to Euphine to cheese the Labyrinth, and I think that's really, really important in this game to be able to get those artifact or those ring and neck charms. And she's a resurrection unit who gives immortality. There are more uses than just that. Sinful Angelica is probably one of the most impactful. I'm gonna put her right behind BBK, though BBK is the most impactful PvP related unit. Sinful is probably, we heard this song. Sinful is probably one of the most impactful PvE units. You want a Wyvern 13 one-shot, get her. You want to be able to clear dual attack inside of adventures, get her. You want to stop people from raising, get her. You want to use her in early game arena, worthwhile pickup. Tempest Surin. Tempest Surin is similar to Last Piece Corinne, right? She is a good, solid damage dealer. Especially on Alexa's basket. She's really, really solid. Her damage, yeah, I'm just going to put her up here. We don't have a lot of 2-star damage or 4-star damage deals, right? It's BBK, Last Piece Corinne, and Tempest Surin, and that's about it for our like full-on main DPS units. So I think she's a worthwhile pickup. Troublemaker Crozet, man, Divine's going to hate me for this one, but he is a really solid mitigation knight. He would be up here if it wasn't for the fact that we have dozens of other better mitigation knights. Most of those mitigation knights are 4 and 5 star, but if you pick them up and you're just starting out, you can use Crozet for a lot of stuff. I love the fact that he has a stun on his S3, that he can CR push. That does give him some niche usages. I'm going to slap him right down here in the B tier for niche uses, right? We're talking must-have on your account tier, strong to have on your account tier, niche use to have on your account tier, and then just not really usable at all, right? Wanderer Silk is a speed imprint. I don't think there's any world where you don't rate speed imprints as being important in RTA, but also in PvE. Her ability to push back, her ability to dual attack, her ability to CR manipulate and silence, just a really solid unit to have on your account. She lets me turn my Banshee team, my guaranteed Banshee team, into a guaranteed Golem team, so that there are some PvE uses for her. Sid gets a lot of hate, but he is actually a really, really good unit, especially going into the meta we're going into where control is so strong. I would recommend picking up a Sid if you have one. His voice lines are hilarious, and just use him. You will find that you have a lot of fun with this unit, and he is remarkably more usable than people say. Watcher Shuri is another speed imprint. Unlike Silk, he is a lot better in PvE. We'll slide him right up here to the front of the A tier because of his ability to help with one-shot teams and his ability to surgically remove an enemy from the team as long as penetration resistance isn't in play. Don't take him into Ilanov, guys. But he is a really nice cleave support unit. Sometimes it's worth saying I'll take the 10 speed over the 14 speed because of the things that Shuri can do in the fight. Okay, guys, we're down to the last two, and these are the mystery meat ones, right? Right now, Furious is the worst unit in the game. Right now. And I'm going to leave him here because I don't know what his buffs are going to bring. His buffs could slide him up the list. I doubt they'll slide him up here, but they could change his pole position. I'm looking at the buffs and I'm just not seeing it. He will definitely be better, but I don't think he'll swim in this meta, but maybe he will. And that is fundamentally good advice. You will be able to do this recall for about 2 weeks. You will have plenty of times to watch the people use Furious and see if he is good or not before you decide whether or not to get him. I still think he's going to be trashed here. I'm going to leave him right there at the end just because I don't know where to put him. I can't rate him compared to any other heroes because I don't know what he's actually going to be like after his patch. So I'm going to leave him here. And then you guys can decide if there's somebody else you want to get, or if you want to wait and see if Furious's buffs make him good. Same thing with Auxiliary Lots, right? He used to be up here for PvE. The nerfs are removing his usage from PvE entirely, and I would be tempted to put him down here, but he will still have some niche PvE uses, right? You're not going to be able to spam use him like before, but he will have some uses. I think he'll still be good for clearing Zeo floor 1010. But we'll have to see. The big question is, will his changes make him RTA viable? That's definitely what they're angling for. They're trying to make him into an RTA unit. It's clear with the exploiting weak spots, with the defense break on his S3. They're trying to bring him into a PvP meta. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think there's any way this guy's going to be usable, and effectively I think they're just removing him from the game. But especially if you only have one Oxlots, maybe wait and see. What if you recall this guy and he winds up being the most broken thing ever in the game? Unlikely, but it's possible. So I'm going to leave him right here with the, if he is removed, if what happens to him is what I think is going to happen, he's just going to have niche use. Remember, this is our must-have tier. This is our strong use tier. This is our niche use tier. And this is our no real use tier, right? And all those people saying, oh, I use these units all the time. No, okay. If you really, really love the unit through gear, you can force it, right? But I do think he'll still have some niche use. Whether or not he's better than this, we'll have to see. And again, maybe wait until after the patch goes live Give it 4 or 5 days, get past that honeymoon period when everybody's just playing Morton, Shooting Star Arcade, or Silverblade Aramentha, and see if anybody's able to make use out of the new Oxalots and out of the new Peacemaker Furious, and then you can do your Oxalots recall, then you can get your Selector ticket, and then you can make your choice. Unless you don't have BBK, then you just get BBK. Let's not be crazy here. There is no world where Oxalots or Furious could ever possibly be good enough to raid against these top 4 units. So this is my tier list. This is my recommendation. You can't select Free Spirit Tieria because she's a free unit. This is my recommendation. Top to bottom, left to right. In a vacuum, not knowing anything else about your account, just start and go left to right, top to bottom, and just pick whichever unit you're missing first. So let me know what you think of the tier list. I'm pretty pleased with it. I think this is decent advice. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the videos linked below to see how the recall will work. Full details on what you get from the recall and how it works and what you need to do to be ready for it. And I will catch you guys next time. Have a great one, Epic 7. Okay, guys, this video will go up on Wednesday, right before the recall. And on Tuesday, I will have a video detailing the artifact recall. And on Monday, I'll have a video detailing the Oxalots recall. So that way you'll have all of your stuff lined up in a row, ready to go. Is it worth to recall Alots for Moon Buddy Dominial? If you do RTA, I think so. If you don't do RTA, I don't think so. And all that hinges on whether or not their attempts to make Oxalots a RTA viable unit are successful. Just level 50 or needs Awakened 2. Just level 50. And you can get to level 50 after the recall, that's fine. If you have a level 1-1 and the recall hits, you can level him to level 50, it'll make the button appear. But he must be in your inventory prior to the maintenance. And I mean in your inventory. If he is sitting over here in your storage, this is not in your inventory. If your one and only Oxalots is chilling out here in storage, take him out of storage, or it will not count. You take him out of storage after maintenance, there will be no recall. Waiting room is fine. You can have all the Oxalots you want in the waiting room. You can pull your Oxalots out of here and totally do the recall on him. That's fine. Because at one point in time, he was in your inventory, and the game recognizes that you had him in your inventory at one point in time. But storage has never truly been in your inventory, and it won't count that. Friendship level 10, I strongly recommend Friendship level 10 because you'll get 3 free Molagora from it. If you don't get Friendship 10 on him, it's not that big of a deal, but you'll get 2 things, right? You will get the... You'll get the Friendship level 10, and when you do the recall, you will get enough Molagora, or you'll get enough Friendship boxes to Friendship level 10 another unit. So it's like double dipping, right? So do your best to farm his ass up to Friendship 10, trust you. You will not regret it. Once you hit Friendship 10, you will get these pink Molagoras. Right here, these pink Molagoras. And when you do the recall, these will be converted into Molagora when you do the recall. Are there any ML4s that it's nice to have 2 of? Some people like the idea of having 2 BBKs. Some people like the idea of having 2 BBKs. But be aware that's a heavy Molagora investment, right? Making an ER one and a pure damage one, it's a heavy ER investment, and there are so precious few occasions where you're going to reach for one instead of the other. I think this is like whale tier luxury, and I don't recommend it. Just go full nuke or go full ER. Trying to build both will really strain your account for gear, and you'll probably struggle building other units. Counter build versus DPS build versus speed build. There's a lot of versions, and all of them take like 30 Molagora. I'll leave it down here, but I don't recommend it. Sinful Angelica is totally worth having multiples. You'll want one for Guild Wars. You'll want one for PvE. I've actually got 3 of them so that if my Guild War one dies, I've got a backup one. I think And plus, she takes no Molagora, like 0 Molagora. She works at level 50 just as good as she works at level 60. Don't need a lot to build her. Her Katie's no, Dominion no, Crimson no, Broman no. There are a world where some people build an RTA Watcher and some people build a one-shot Watcher. I think once you start farming Rift and hunt one-shot teams are out there, the value goes down, but you can build a fast Watcher and then a slow rage set Watcher to help you do hunts. That's viable. I have seen some people build multiple Angel of Lights. They'll have a super, super fast Angel of Light, and they'll have a really, really slow Angel of Light. So depending on how the enemy drafts, they can pick the one that's going to mess with the enemy the most, right? They pick Laya or Mediator Queric. You grab your slow AOL and put them into an arms race. They don't pick any of that. You're wanting to go into a Cleave, you can pick your fast one, and then she can do her stuff and interrupt Cleave. So there is a viable reason for 2 AOLs. Much like Watcher Shuri, I've seen people build multiple Wanderer Silks. Some run them really, really fast for RTA use. Some run them really, really slow for some PvE one-shots, but it's fewer and far between. But again, she doesn't take any Molagora, so not a bad idea. Tempasurin, Corinne, no, 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 don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. No, 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 and no. So yeah, there's your, it would be nice to have 2. So if you've got all of the 4 stars in the game and you're just looking at picking up a dupe, I would consider this bottom tier, again, left to right. She could move up to the front if you have got the gear and the mola. Building one of these is hard enough. Building 2 of these will really put a strain on your account. You will probably not be able to build some other unique unit because you put that gear on your second BBK. And ask yourself, is it worth it? Am I really going to benefit from having 2 of them? Maybe try to build 2 of them and see if you can do it without jacking your entire account up. Make sure you have the Molagora. Otherwise, I'm hesitant to even put it down here. But some people really like the idea of having... I think counter BBK is amazing. I think ER BBK is amazing. I think damage BBK is amazing. And I think the places each of those are used are the same places. There's only very niche circumstances where one seriously benefits you over the other. And you've got to really decide, do those niches happen often enough? Are you playing the game often enough where you're going, man, if I only had an ER BBK in this fight. Man, if I only had counter going into this fight. If you're one of those people, then go for it. But otherwise, save your mola. Save your gear. Build better stuff. This is luxury. This is whale tier. We good? I'll add that to the video because that was actually pretty good information. I like the idea of counter BBK. I do too. I like the idea of counter BBK, but you know what else I like the idea of? I also like the idea of ER BBK. I love the idea of speed opener BBK. But I also like the idea of everything dying. So, you know what? I like the idea of pushing a button and watching everything vanish. So, build to your needs. Build the BBK of your dreams. Build the BBK that works the best for you. And it is worth mentioning, guys, it is worth mentioning on the tier list that if you are sitting on a bunch of mystics, right? You're flooded with mystics. You can always go into the mystic summon and you can summon for BBK. And if you switch it to BBK, you do not impact your mystic pity. If you are, say you're 1 away from pity on your ML5 and you want to save it for the next ML5, right? You want to save it for Fists of Fury Hua Young. You want to save it for Death Metal Tamarin. You want to save it for Queen Diane. Whoever the next ML5 is, you want to save your Mystic Pity for that. Just switch it to the 4-star Pity and pick up your BBK here. And then you can go back to the list and pick up whoever you want from this list that's not BBK. But also remember that we have some 4-star MLs in our future. We have Wretched Rose. We have Dark Shuri. They could be 6 weeks away. They could be 6 months away. We don't know. But if you pull here and you get a 5-star, it will not reset your 5-star pity because you do not have your 5-star pity activated. If you get a 4-star, it'll reset your 4-star pity. But if you, unless you have the 5-star banner up here, you cannot reset this. Just like if I pull a 4-star here, it will not reset my 4-star pity. If I pull a 5-star here, it will not reset my 5-star pity. Your pity is tied to this message. And while this message is up, the other pity is unaffected by any pulls you do here. So this is a way to safely protect your 5-star pity if you want to summon for the 5-star units or you want to try to fish for the 4-star unit. Who the F is Fists of Fury Hua Young? She's just in my dreams, man. She is in my dreams. She will, just like Death Metal Tamarin, just like Gothlia. It'll happen, man. It'll happen someday, right? Man can dream. Is any of the ML5s this rotation worth it? A really, really good bruiser. She works with as well as against Hua Young. She works with as well as against Harsetti. Blowing things up. Injury so important. DDR so good. Yeah. Urban Shadow Shoe. ML Rat is one of the stronger units in the game. And I think she's worth a pickup. Plus, when you use her S3, you can scream Giant Rat Gun. I do that. My daughter does it too. It's adorable. I really, I didn't want to like Shu, but I really, really like Shu. I think she's one of the better units right now on this banner. Ludwig has lost a little bit of traction as Cleave starts going downhill, but I still think he is a worthy pickup. He is the easiest access to Cleave. You can use him with Zio to murder some Harsetti comps. I think he's a worthwhile pickup for you. But you gotta have the gear to build him, so be aware of that. Ball and Sazan is predominantly just anti-Cleave. He can be used against Harsetti. He doesn't get a CR push during Harsetti, but he gets a CR push as soon as anyone else goes, and he can go up and sleep the entire enemy team and let you regain control and pacing of the fight, but there are just other options out there a little bit better. So since Cleave has predominantly gone away, I still think he's a very strong unit, but maybe not worth the pickup. And top model Lulika is really, really pretty. Yeah, so that's my advice for all of these, right? Now, there's going to be a handful of people out there like, oh no, top model Lulika is insane for Cleave. She is insane for Cleave if you have insane gear. I mean, like, knocking on the door of better gear than I have, and I've played for 6 years straight. Very, very, very hard to build in any impactful and effective way. She really, really needs a buff. I can't recommend anybody who's asking if they should pull for a unit. If anybody is asking, is it worth getting top model Lulika? The answer is no. The people that having top model Lulika is worth having, those people already know what they can do with her. They understand their gear, they understand team comps and synergies, and they know where she fits into it. If you don't have that understanding of the game yet, you are not advanced enough in the game to even come close to scratching the surface of building this unit in a useful way. I'm sorry. I wish I had better news, guys. She is one of the hardest units in the game to build. If you build her with enough speed, you probably won't have enough damage. If you build her with enough damage, you probably won't have enough speed. If you try to do both, you'll have a Jane of all trades, master of none that she won't be able to kill the units, and she needs to kill the unit to get the extinction. She will be able to CR push your team, but she's probably dead before she takes that turn because she's not fast enough to be an opener. Unless you have, like, god tier gear. Stay away from this unit for now, guys. Wait for her buff. Remember, in this game, nothing stays bad for long. If you can't build a unit, if your favorite waifu or husbando in the game is unusable, just wait. Just wait. Look at Blood Moon Haste. Look at Arbiter Vildred. Look at Death Dealer Ray. Look at Apocalypse Robbie. Look at Spectre Tenebria. Look at Arbiter Vildred. These are all units that were Tamarin. Look at Tamarin. These are all units that were garbage, gutter trash, bad tier, D tier, below D tier at some point in time, and are now all in the S rank meta of the game. That's one nice thing about this game, right? Trash turns into treasure, treasure turns into trash. Just hang out. Yeah, unless your name is Zeno or Melissa. Melissa gets 10 billion buffs and stays useless. Unless that's your name, something will happen and it'll make it better. But before you go spending your hard-earned mystics on any of this, remember that in 3 weeks, we'll have a brand new ML5. And I don't know, I mean, have you guys noticed that a little bit of a trend that ML5s have been kind of insane lately? Luna, Senya, Ilanov, Harsetti. It's been a little bit of a rush. The last time we had a unit that wasn't busted tier insane was Dragon King Sharoon. And even she was really, really good because Death Dealer Ray was running us all over, right? It's been a long while since we have had a non-broken, non-meta-shattering, game-changing ML5, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So remember, this Mystic rotation lasts for 3 weeks, right? So give it 2 weeks. At the end, in about 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks from today, you're going to get a preview of who the next ML5 is, and you'll be able to see their kit. And we'll all talk about it. And maybe they release Fists of Fury Hua Young. I know I'm harping on that, but I really want another redhead to be broken in this game. And you look at that kit, and she is the most insane thing you've ever seen, and you're desperate to have her, and you really have serious regrets that you pulled Ludwig or Balances on, and now you don't have the Mystics to get that unit. So wait 2 weeks, see who the next ML5 is, and then say, I don't like or want that unit, and then pick up your Shu, or Ludwig, or Ball, or top model Lulica, I guess. Or go, you know what, I sure am glad I made good decisions, and I waited, because now I don't feel like I have to whip out the credit card and swipe. Now, if you don't mind swiping, you do you. If you're sitting on 20,000 Mystics, you pick up whoever the hell you want to pick up. But maybe play it smart. Epic 7's a game of resource management, and one of the best resources in the world is information. And in about 2 weeks, you will have all the information you need to make an informed decision of, are these better than what's coming next? So I hope that helps you guys out. Do I have any good ML Lulica builds? She is not picked as much as she used to be because of how insane the meta is right now, but she is still a solid unit. She's one of those that when you pick, she pulls the team together. I've seen her run with Harsetti, and she can be a bit of a nightmare on Harsetti teams. This is my Lulica, and I think she's adequate, right? She's got 232 ER. Sorry, 227 ER. I think she's better on her own artifact, Soul Consolation, to get her ER even higher, but I've run out of Soul Consolations. I swear this banner comes back, I'm getting like 15 of that artifact. And just, enough bulk to stay alive, enough speed to cycle her turns. A lot of people forget this, right? A lot of people go for the bulk and go for the ER and then just run her slow. But the faster she is, the more she cycles, and her turn cycling is what makes her terrifying. So yeah, that's my Lulu. What's the lowest gear requirement DPS Banshee one-shot? Well, you can always go over here, pull up YouTube, and search for TristenWulf B13 one-shot. This one right here, the most recent one from October 6th. The easiest team right here is I mean, read the title. easiest free-to-play version with a 98% success rate and also a 3-man team. I mean, you will talk about low gear requirement. Look at this. All level 75, 78 in Goblin gear. All level 75, 78 Goblin gear, no artifact, no EE. Even my 1 5-star unit, all 75 and 78 gear. But I'll go ahead and send you a link to it. There you go. Hope you enjoy that team. This is legitimately the team I currently run because it is so freaking consistent. Now I put better gear on them so that I was faster because I like my stuff to be done quick. Hardest thing about Banshee is paying really good attention to the speed tuning. So when I say she needs to be 183 speed, I mean she needs to be 183. If she's 182 or 184, she still works, but you add a little bit of RNG. If she's 185 or 181, she still works, but you add even more RNG. So try to get it as close as you can to the exact speeds in this if you want to have consistency. Have I made a tier list of artifacts to bottle? I actually have not. But typically, my advice on that is collaboration artifacts, right? I bottled the shit out of this. I bottled the shit out of this, too. Because they may not come back. Collaborations are the least likely to rerun. Everything else can show up in the powder shop. Even limited artifacts can show up in the powder shop. There are some artifacts that, you know, you maybe bottle because they're really important to you. Like, I legitimately bottled my, Holy Sack because Euphine was so important, and I got tired of 15%. Oh my god, I keep getting asked for the Charles team. I will try to bang it out tomorrow off stream and get a video up of it. Maybe to release before the next Hunt Buff event next Friday. I'm running out of time, guys. I'm running out of time. I get on an airplane on Monday, and I won't be back until Friday. I've already got videos set up to release throughout the week. It's not a lot of time to crank out more content, especially when there's no free unequip. It gets expensive. Ack! None of you guys reminded me to restart my hunt. Why would I click arrange inventory and it sent me to the lobby? Mort build, please. I don't know, Set. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm going to try so many Mort builds. It's going to spin your head. I'm going to try Mort on counter with Sigurd's for an 85% counter rate. I'm going to try Mort slow on protection set just to exist and ruin lives. I'm going to try Mort on damage. I'm going to try Mort on an injury set. I'm going to try Mort on destruction, see if he can be a sub DPS as well. It's like Bellion. There are so many possibilities for Mort. You can build Belly in like 5 different ways. I might even build a speed Mort and see if cycling his skills does horrible things to people. Yeah. We're going to cook so hard with Mort, we're going to likely burn the kitchen down. So, I can't give you advice on how to build Mort until we test him. I think Mort's going to be good on injury. He may be. He may be. I think he's going to be good on every build. I think, like Belly, and he's going to be good on every build. And it's got me... It's got me so curious. I'm not even kidding. I was on the fence of picking up a second plus 15 Mort. Because he might just be that guy. But I'm not going to go crazy yet. I'm not going to go crazy yet. If I pick up additional Morts, maybe. I did this with Bellion, right? I got 1, 2, 3 Bellions. I have a prot set 1, a counter set 1, and this one was a speed version, but she lost all of her gear. And I was really enjoying running 3 different Bellions. So, and I actually wanted a 4th Bellion so I could build an injury Bellion just to add to, just to have the full set, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I really don't know. What do you think about using a decked out Selector on Hua? I think she might be a counter to Mort. That's one reason why you can wait to collect this one until the last possible minute. If you wait and collect this to the last possible minute, it'll stay in your mailbox for 6 days on top of that, and that'll let it exist well into the balance patch on your account, and then you can pick, with that selector, something that counters the balance patch, or something that's good into the balance patch. If you really, really want to min-max it, and you haven't picked this up yet, maybe wait until the last day, and then grab this. And then you can use it based on the impact of the balance patch. I don't know if my impulse control issues will let me do that, but... Wait, that was unit, right? That was an artifact, right? Yeah, that's unit. That's actually a pretty sexy idea right there, guys. You might want to think about doing that. Oh, God, another bottle. So good. All right, guys, let's roll this piece of gear. Now that you're all here, I want everybody to focus. You did so good last time. So good last time. Everybody to just take a moment, take a deep breath. I want you all to clear your minds. Everybody clear your minds, right? Clear your minds, and I want you to think about speed. More importantly, I want you to banish all thoughts of HP from your mind. Banish all thoughts of HP from your mind. Everybody's mind clear. Everybody's just thinking speed. Speed. They're staring at those bottom 3 stats. There's only 3 stats on this piece of gear. There are only 3 stats. There are no 4 stats. There are only 3 stats on this piece of gear. Everybody's mind clear. Everybody's focused. Let's go. You guys can do it. Let's get some good music to go with it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Make it happen. Do it. Bring it home. You guys freaking rock. You did it. You did it. You focused away from the HP and you gave me a banger 98 equipment score and it didn't touch HP. You guys rock. This is the second time you've done it. I believe in chat. I believe in chat the way chat believes in me. You guys brought home an amazing piece. Thank you so much. What a great piece. 5, 5, 3, 7, 8. Man, beautiful. Beautiful. Hell yeah. That piece is going to solve problems for me. Love it. Here's my speed. Why you gotta go hurt me like this? Huh, Cranked? Why you gotta go hurt me like this? Why can't you just let me be happy? Why can't I have nice things, right? Why? Why you gotta go break my heart, Crank? I hope you're proud of yourself. Now I gotta go reset that piece to try to get 24 speed. Just to yeah, you're right. You guys are right. Let's go reset this piece so we can beat Cranked. I guess that's the way it's gotta be. Where'd it go? Don't you love this new change? Don't you love this new change where you can't see? Thanks for the hydrate. I need to get more water. Don't you love this change where you can't see your gear if you lock it? Okay. Frickin' Cranked making me reset this piece just so we can go for speed. Okay, you guys ready? We're doing this? I mean, we got to get the 23 speed. Crank's making us do it. Right? I'm just kidding. I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not doing this. Are you mad? Are you crazy? Glad that some of you guys tried to talk me off a cliff. I thought I was going to sit there and all you were just going to be like, shh, let him do it. It'll be funny. Look at Asmodeus push the button. Okay, guys, remember to restart your hunts. Remember to restart your farms. Whether you're doing unrecorded, whether you're doing Book of Memory, whether you're farming Rift, whether you're farming hunts, get it done. They're trying to give us a heart attack. Oh, by the way, guys, this also lets you friendship farm 3 units. You can slap your Oxlots on this team and get your Oxlots friendship farming done. Make sure if your friendship farming unit, if you have one, you put the artifact on them that boosts friendship as well. This counts. God, this song slaps. 39% attack? Grats, Shiro. That's badass. Can you see my Free Spirit Tiaria? She's pretty unimpressive, but sure. My Free Spirit Tiaria is actually incredibly highly tuned, guys. And the reason she's built like this... I'll show you. Yeah, actually, let's just do it this way. We're going to battles. We're going to hunts. We'll go into not Golem. We'll go into Banshee. This is my Banshee team. It's nearly 100% win rate. With my level 50 Shadow Rose and my level 30... Lilka, this is probably the best Lilka you've ever seen, right? She doesn't even need gear. I could take all of her gear off. She would still work. Oh, that's the other thing too, guys. If you are still working on your achievements to get bookmarks by getting to Friendship 10, keep your Lilkas. And once this Lilka is Friendship 10, swap her out with a brand new 3-star Lilka. And just keep getting Friendship 10 Lilkas farming Banshee. So, this is my Free Spirit Tiaria, and she's built like this, very specific. She is perfect 193 speed. 194 too fast, 192 too slow for this Banshee farm. She does just enough damage to clear the mobs on Eulogy for a Saint. She doesn't quite have enough damage to clear the mobs on Unrecorded History. I just use RB for Unrecorded History. This song is called Extras. It's from Guilty Gear Strive. It's freaking amazing. Here, we'll replay it and I'll show you the video while we're doing it. She doesn't quite have enough damage, but she does have the effectiveness to stick the debuff, but I want you to check out why she is damage tuned so perfectly. She does enough damage to hurt these mobs. Shadow Rose does enough damage to hurt the mobs. And then Bellona's S3 kills the mobs. It's perfectly tuned where it's just enough damage to kill everything here, but it's not... It's also tuned perfectly where she always goes after the Banshee, but always goes before Shadow Rose. 193 speed. Defense break. Shadow Rose does the defense break. Bellona does her slapback. I want you guys to look at the health of the Banshee. 70%. 70%, and I would have pushed phase. So it was just a sliver away, so it's perfection for a guaranteed clear as long as I stick one of those 2 defense breaks. If I put any more damage on my Tiaria, she would over-damage the Banshee there. So I surgically tuned this to make her strong enough to be able to one-shot Eulogy for a Saint, but not so strong that it bricks my Banshee runs. Now this does make it so that I can't use her in Unrecorded History as efficiently. She still works there, but not as efficiently. I just have to put a attack boosting or attack imprinting unit as my clear unit, and it works out fine.
Chance we get a gear crafting event soon?
Possibly. Possibly. If there's a collab, very, very likely. Otherwise, there will be one with the Laya event in February, I suspect. But yeah. So far, the only issue I found is an unrecorded history. Tyria doesn't quite one-shot all of the mobs unless I put an imprint or a damage-boosting artifact on one of my other carry units. I can just use Arby there. Arby works fine. But yeah, I cooked this to perfection. You're not kidding. This is like chef's kiss level tuning. Look at that. Look at that health on the Banshee. Right on that 70% line. If you want to run this team,
What
right there is a link to
the
it.
Reason you farm book of memories.
What is the reason I farm Book of Memories? Hang on. I'm going to pause this just so you guys can see how tight this is. Perfectly tuned. Banshee always goes first. Tyria always goes second. If Tyria misses her defense break, Shadow Rose always goes third for her defense break. This line right here is where the Banshee changes. You see that? Can you guys see that? Can you see how close that is to over damaging the Banshee? If it was just to the left of this line, Banshee would split and push phase. It is perfection, and I love it. Bam! And dead. I have to miss two 98% or two 85% defense breaks in a row. That makes it roughly a 98% clear rate. Yeah. It works with trash gear. But it takes a while to tune. This is your first introduction to tuning in the game, and it's a big one. Attack tuning, damage tuning, speed tuning, it all comes into play. Playing around with things as simple as, do I leave this on, or sorry, do I turn this attack buff on? Do I give the attack buff to Bologna, or do I give the, do I give this attack buff to Bologna, or do I give this attack buff to Shadow Rose? So you'll play around with this to find the absolute perfect tuning for this fight. Sometimes you got to turn the attack imprint off. Sometimes you find out that, you know, you need to imprint this or not imprint this. One time I thought I needed a imprint, that S imprint was too much attack, and I made a whole ass new Lilka out of my storage. I eventually got it exactly where I wanted it. Everybody talks about it's probably just another Guilty Gear collaboration. I would love to get Baby Metal Elfelt and the new Dizzy from the current Guilty Gear game. I'd love to get them in Epic 7. I would actually be totally okay with it. Is it easier to tune a one-shot Biken team? It is, but it's less well, yeah, I think it is just easier to tune a one-shot Biken team. Because you aren't worried about Bologna over-damaging it. Biken is definitely still the easiest way to one-shot Banshee, bar none. But if I made a how to do Banshee with Biken video right now, I would get flamed in the comments section. We haven't seen Biken in over a year, and we'll probably never see her again. Unless we get another collab, I guess. Maybe. Lucy is... Lucy is probably the lowest gear requirement Banshee one-shot, right? You build my Banshee one-shot, but you put Lucy on there, you don't have to worry about over-damaging. But, a lot more RNG to the Lucy team. You wish you had a Lucy? My friend, you can go to the side store, you can go to the Book of Memories, you can scroll down to 7 Sweethearts, and you can get yourself a Lucy for 900 Skystones. She can be yours. Now, when you guys play through this story, which is like E7's first attempt for a dating simulator, you're going to see Celine here, and you're going to think, wow, I can maybe wind up dating Celine, and I just letting you down easy, guys. I'm pretty sure Celine's into me. When I did this side story, I saw the way she looked at me, and I don't think you have a shot. Maybe go for ML Celine. She's kind of already taken, boys. Sorry about that. I don't think 900 Skystones is worth picking up Lucy, though, guys. But you do you. All right, if you want her, she is right there for you. Remember, if you do unlock Eulogy, which I do think is worth it, because somebody asked before, why am I farming Eulogy? It pays out about 20% more gold and about 100% more, about double the Skystones. Come on, open link. Right there's your chart. These are all my unrecorded history runs and all of my Eulogy for a Saint runs. And you can see Eulogy for a Saint gave 20% more stigma, which is 20% more gold. And charms, it had double the charm drop rate. Literally double the charm drop rate. I mean, we're 24 fights in, and already I've gotten 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 charms. Sorry, 12 charms. I'm already 12 charms in 24 runs. And 12 charms is more than I ever got in Eulogy for a Saint with 30 runs. So if I get one more charm in the next 6 runs, I'm already better than any of my 10 runs in unrecorded. So it's more charms, and it's more stigma, more gold. It's more efficient in every single way, except it does not pay any AP. You get 0 AP from this, which means you get no real catalysts. The only catalysts you get are just the ones that randomly drop from farming it, which you can see I've got a lot because I farmed this stage a lot. And I can go to the steeple and I can swap these out for other catalysts, sure, but it's if you need to level your units, you need to awaken your units, you need to mola your units, you're going to need catalysts, farm unrecorded history, get the AP so you can buy your catalysts. This is more end game for the charms. And also be aware that it only drops these 4 charms. It does not drop ring or neck charms. You want ring or neck charms, you need to do labyrinth. You need to do labyrinth so you can get the ancient coins to spend in the labyrinth shop to buy your charms here. And I'm going to redo the Euphine Labyrinth video for you guys to make it a little bit more current. A couple little tweaks and improvements to it, but you just run that once or twice a month, and you will never run out of ancient coins, and you'll just be able to buy as many freaking charms as you want. And you'll never have an issue with ring charms or neck charms again. Ooh, only 63? Let's fix that. There we go, that's better. I've still got 17,000 of these things. Oh, what stage is Eulogy for a Saint? Book of Memories. Eulogy for a Saint. 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm up to 16, guys. I went from 12 to 16 in just 3 other runs. I got another one up to 17. So into the sanctum, or into the sanctuary, is the 3rd stage of Eulogy for a Saint. Did I get a charm here? Oh, no charms, but man, 500 stigma, not bad. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when my stream started, I had 44,000 stigma. I'm already up to 78,000, and I've been bad about restarting this. So... hang on, guys, it's going to make me go all the way out and all the way back in, because Smilegate can't program back buttons. So when you go into Eulogy for a Saint, you can do this on pretty much all of the levels, right? There are 3 levels to it, right? You'll start in Sacred Kingdom of Azera, and what you're looking for is these cross-sword levels. These cross-sword levels are the 5 fight levels, which is very old school. And Eulogy is a relic from the past that still has these 5 fight levels. So you can do this on any of them, but as you progress through the fight, they get stronger, they get better. Inside the Sanctuary, there are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. They all pay out exactly the same. They all pay out exactly the same. It's just like Unrecorded History. Level 29 through 33 all pay exactly the same. There's no benefit to farming one or over the other, except that some of them have... which one is it? Some of them have harder bosses than the other. I farm Gray's Field because I know I can one-shot everything. And my Tieria at 180 or 193 speed is fast enough that even if she doesn't kill the boss at the end, which she won't at this stat level, she will lap around and hit the boss with the with her S3 skill before the boss even takes a turn. She can literally solo farm it. Here, I'll run one like that just solo to show you. So literally, these units are just here to friendship farm. This totally works. 1 hit, dead. 2 hits, dead. 3 hits, dead. 4 hits, dead. 5 hits, mostly dead. Extra attack, mostly dead. She takes 1 hit.
If anyone needs help,
all the way dead.
Gigante's dagger Sekar, apparently, as Flan is great for a one-shot clear with Brig, Landy, and Toma.
So what you want to do here, guys, is you want to click on Friendship and hide your Friendship level 10 units, and then just put in Friendship 10 units that you want to level up. Ideally, you put in ones you get free Mola, but this is a really good way to boost your friendship and get the friendship achievement that gets you more bookmarks. And you can literally do 3 units at a time, and you just run it. And you can just turn everybody's skills off if you want to speed it along a little bit. Ludwig actually cuts because of his passive. Done. And you'll also get these urgent missions, which are nice for the ease. So you can buy your artifacts from your guild. Now this team works just as well as in Unrecorded History. In Unrecorded History, you might need a decent finisher unit to kill the Unrecorded History 30's main boss. So maybe you only friendship farm 2, and you have your 4th unit is just somebody to help be a finisher, a cleanup unit. Sigrid, Sirmia, Watcher Shuri, Commander Pavel. Somebody speed it along. Worth it to imprint limited flan with ML flan. If it's your only ML flan, no. You saw the buffs for ML flan, right? The buffs they canceled? Those were insane. Those turned flan basically into a better DDR. Can you imagine if that shit went through? Everyone would be spamming flan. What if they put them back in next balance patch and you just use your ML flan? Never imprint with a 5-star unit. Keep one of everything, guys. Keep one of everything. Hell, I tell you what, I keep 2 of everything in case just something comes along that that looks like crazy good and important. I got a backup LRK, backup Archdemon, backup Hay. I actually have 3 backup Haste. There's another one in my freaking storage. Backup Rylet. You never know, right? always keep one copy. Like, of everything. You never know when its usefulness will pop out, and you'll be glad that you have it. Hey, look. Backup Mort. I could just imprint my existing Mort, but instead I'm keeping him in case I decide I want 2 different Morts, because we don't know what his build's gonna look like. Maybe he'll be like Bellion, and everyone's gonna want 2, a fast one and a slow one, an injury one and a counter one. It's crazy. I'm ready for Death Metal Tamarin, guys. 1, 2, 3... 4. I got 4 of them. I'm totally ready for Death Metal Tamarin. Please be next. There will be a video for how to do the Oxlots recall on Monday. And there will be a video for how to do the artifact recall on Tuesday. And there will be a video for the 4-star tier list that we did today on Wednesday. Those are going to be scheduled to come out while I'm on vacation, so I'm pacing those ones out. So yes, there will be. Buy artifacts from the guild. The guild, if you join a guild, if you aren't in a guild, get into a guild. The benefits are so good. It's dangerous to go alone. It's better with friends. In the member shop, there are some really nice artifacts in here, and you definitely want to pick them up. And you pick those up with these, and you get these predominantly from donating these, which gets you these. So those urgent missions are nice. They add up. So you can get these to buy these. I recommend 3 Proof of Valor. I recommend 1 Victorious Flag. I recommend 1 Symbol of Unity. I recommend 2 War Horns. I recommend 1 Guide to a Decision. I recommend 2 Bastions of Hope. What are the member requirements for a Guild War? It used to be 16, but I think they lowered it.
Tristen, hope you're doing well.
I think they lowered it. I think you only need 12 now. Am I right on that? And they don't have to be active, right? If you want your guild to do Guild War, man, just change your just change, God, how do I do this? Membership, it's not membership, is it? Just change it from private to open, and let just every rando in the game join your guild, put them in towers, start your guild wars, and then change it back to private and start replacing them with keepers. Even if you lose a guild war, win or lose, you get your mystic payout. All's winning a guild war does is give you 10 additional mystics per person in your guild. That's it. That's the whole difference. And that's at a 5x multiplier. If you're not at a 5x multiplier, if you're at a 1x multiplier on your guilds, it gives 1 additional mystic to everybody in the guild. No, 2 additional mystics. Ravi still solo auto tower? Probably. Violet does. Have I done my auto tower? Yeah, I did it. Looks like it's resetting soon. Okay, guys. I'm getting ready to wrap things up. If you have any questions, I had 15 out of 30 participants and it doesn't let us get into Guild War. Maybe it is 16 then. Maybe it is 16. I swear I thought they lowered it, but maybe it is 16. Where can I check the possible substat values of a piece of gear can roll? I don't know if that's shown anywhere in game. But I'll tell you what, I will make a YouTube post, so just like follow my channel on YouTube, and I will type all that out into a YouTube post and put that up a little later today. It depends on the level of the gear, but I've got all that written down somewhere and I can put it up for you. Should I imprint normal Mercedes or Celestial Mercedes? You get all of the imprints for Fire Mercedes for free, do you not? I thought you do. I think you only imprint Celestial, because I'm pretty sure you get Fire Mercedes imprints for free by doing the story. Yeah, and you can use, I guess you can use the ones from the story to imprint Celestial too, but yeah, just I hang on to your Celestial and just use the ones you get for free playing the game. You need to clear some special story stages? Yeah. I think they were from Cracking the World, but I think you get them somewhere else now. There's some extra too for Celestial. Easy game. You guys want to see something sad? I thought I had some in here. Maybe I took them out. My triple S Celestial Mercedes. Here's my triple S Celestial Mercedes, my double S Celestial Mercedes, my B imprint Celestial Mercedes, my other Celestial Mercedes. Thought I had one out here. I guess I didn't. So that's... You know what? There's an easier way to do this. We can go to Journal. And we can look at a Hero Journal. And we can look at... Celestial Mercedes. Oh, it doesn't show the pulls. It only shows this for like 5 stars, huh? I wonder how many of her I've pulled over the years. I've transmitted several. You ever want to hurt yourself, guys? You can go into the journal, pull up the unit that you think you have pulled the frickin' most. Click this drop-down arrow, and you can see how many freaking times you've been infested by rats. Is the Harpetti pack? I claimed the pack that gave imprints, but I did not get them. Go to your mailbox and see if there is a little like bundle reward thing here that you can click on, and it'll put them in your inventory. They'll look like they'll look like this, and they'll be in there. So look, see if you got one of these boxes in your inbox. If you don't see it in your inbox, then restart the game and check your inbox again, see if it propagates that way. But they should be there. You can also click on your backpack, and you can go look at your backpack over here, and I think it's under enhancement ingredients. And they should show right here. God's revealed ambition. If you don't see them under your enhancement ingredients, if you don't see them there, if you don't see them in your mailbox, if you don't see it as a claim treasure in your mailbox, if you did all of that and you still don't see it, let me know and I'll walk you through doing a support ticket to have Smogate look and restore it. But it should be there. I've never seen it not propagate. Oh, and if you're talking about this one, oh, never mind. The Harsetti packs are gone. I can't even show it. If you're talking about the one that was on the progress bar, I hope you clicked it on the progress bar to like, claim it. What will be the attack name? Wait, what are we doing here? Death Note. Death Note collab. Chainsaw Man collab would be fun. I'd love that power in the game. That'd be excellent. What do I think of ML Bassar for newer players? He's really good at early climbing arena, helping out with some Guild War fights. A little hard to gear later game, though. He's one of the few units that can cleanse, CR, and CR push you. Build him with enough effect resistance, he's pretty nice. Quick question. Can you recall A-lots only once, even if you have like 5? You have 5 of them, it'll show recall button on all 5. As soon as you do 1, all the recall buttons will vanish. You can only do 1 unit recall per account. You can recall an unlimited number of artifacts, but the recall only once. Don't build multiple A-lots thinking you're going to be swimming in 4-star tickets. That ain't the way it works. Might see you at Disney if you're in Cali. No, I'm going to Florida Disney. I'm West Coast or East Coast, guys. I pulled 3 Flan artifacts. Should I keep 2? I'd recommend it. I've got 2 of them as well, and I thought about it, but it just makes you future-proof. All it takes is for them to drop a ranger that artifact's perfect on, and then you have regrets. By the way, I have a suspicious 1-tap Archdemon. She takes a turn still. I do Luna into Asflan, and there's a free spot subject to 15%. Send me a screenshot of the team, Spatial. I'll check that out. Going to Disney in November? It's a good time to go. A lot going on there. We're going for the Halloween party. Oops, man, this goes fast. 6, 10, 12, 13. Only got 13 charms this time. But look at the stigma. I only got 13 charms. But I got 13,000 stigma. I got a lot of stigma drops. That's like 2 million gold right there, guys. Is Landy good to pull for a 1-month-old player? She's really nice. If you've got the Bloodstone artifact, she'll help you out with a lot of PvE, but I would not pull her. I would save your bookmarks for what's coming next. Some people might disagree with me. She is a very, very good unit to have as a new player. I would just hate for you to miss out on what's coming next. A lot of people think I'm crazy. A lot of people think I'm nuts, but something's coming, guys. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. The content drought, the double hoochie shop, the stacking of the limiteds. They're prime. They've got the chamber primed for something huge. Be ready for it. Yeah, Creel. Yeah, I do. I think within the next 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, Landy was really helpful. Yeah, she is a really good unit. I'm just saying, be mindful of your resources. You can always pick up Landy from a custom group summon, and we'll probably have a custom group summon before February. If you get her, she is really, really good, and be happy you have her. I'm just saying, I don't know this guy's situation. I don't know if he's free to play. I don't know what his goals are in the game. She's a powerhouse unit, but is she a required unit? Is she a super necessary unit? Sue's doing the entire Abyss with free units. I think you're okay without her. Oh, hey, one last thing for some people who maybe aren't aware of this, and if you aren't aware of this, I guess you've been living under a rock, but we got this this stupid puzzle event going on. If you, I'll go back and read this later. If you want to min-max this really fast, you want to get this just out of the way, click, and you want to find, see this? I have to clear Spirit Altar 10 times. That's going to take some time. So I click change, and you get 10 free changes. Acquire 5 helmets. That's what I'm looking for. We'll take that. Oh shit, I accidentally hit change. Man, I wanted that. Okay, craft 10 pieces of equipment. We'll take that. Acquire 5 weapons. That's perfect. We'll take that. Acquire 5 pieces of armor. Perfect. We'll take that. So now I need to do 5 weapons, 5 armor, and craft 10 pieces of gear. Well, check it, right? You just slide on over to the Sanctuary, get flashbanged, go into the Steel Workshop, and we do our crafting. I can't remember what it was I wanted to craft. I can't remember what my job was. Click this thing here in the corner, and click and just click on the Sister's Vacation, and it brings this tooltip up and shows you. That's right, 5 weapons, 5 armor, without having to leave this phase. So I'm gonna craft 5 weapons, right? 1, I mean, if you're broke on gold, do the cheap ones. Only 2,000 golds, right? 2. And then just sell them. 3. I'm not broke, so I'm going for the lucky stuff. 4. 5. Stupid equipment size. Hang on. 5. Watch down here in the corner. Here it comes. Clear that one achievement. Now, what was the other one? It was... Check my tooltip again. 5 armor and equipment. Just because it says acquire, if you craft it, you have technically acquired it. You don't have to go and do farms to get it. You can craft it to acquire it. So now do 5 pieces of armor. One. Sell the blue. Sell or extract, whatever you guys are down for, right? That looks like trash. 2. 3. 4. I'll speed check that later. 5. Look at that. 5 pieces of armor, 5 pieces of equipment. My tooltip is filled. I'll go back to my side story. Claim. And then you do it all over again. Clear 5 hunts. That'll take forever. Acquire 5 weapons. That's easy. Next. 10 pieces of armor. We can do that. Next. Enhance equipment 5 times. That just sounds like work. Change. That doesn't sound too hard, but I don't want to do hunts. I don't want to use stamina. 10 pieces of equipment looks good. And now we go right back in. And 10 pieces of armor, 5 pieces of equipment. Let's just go over to the sanctuary, get flashbang, back into the steel workshop, into the crafting. What was I looking for again? Because I've got the attention span of a goldfish. 10 pieces of armor and 10 equipment. Okay, armor, 10 craft, go. Bam, there we go. Knock both of those out real quick. Arrange, let's sell the crap. I'll speed check those later. Now, what else did I have to do? I still need 5 weapons, but I'm going to wait on the 5 weapons. I'm going to go back. We'll claim these 2, and then we'll pick up another one. Acquire 10 pieces of equipment. The 5 weapons that I waited on will count towards that, so I'm kind of double dipping. Use 10 energy. Who wants to use 10 energy? Acquire 5 boots. Golden. So now I need to make 5 boots, 5 weapons, 10 pieces of equipment. There you go. I'll just go back. I'll craft 5 boots. I'll craft 5 weapons. That'll also get me the 10 pieces of gear, and all 3 of these are done. And you will burn through this in about 15 minutes without having to do anything. And you can just get this puzzle out of the way and get your coveted 78 sword that I know you guys are so excited about. You were so excited about a 78 sword that's got HP and crit damage, or HP and attack together. This is going to change your... Oh, freaking God, stop giving us 78 gear, Smilegate. It's 6 years. It was a 6-year-old game. Returners get better gear than this. This is so bad. So bad. I will never stop complaining about it. And if you want to go back and watch the story, you can literally click on the strolls and you can replay the story at any point in time. So you can skip through it, get it all done, and then you can sit down and binge watch the entire story. So there you go. How's that for a quick tip on how to burn through this quickly? Hope that helps some of you guys out. Do I even bother with leveling those? I stick every single 78 piece I get into my storage over here as collector's items, because some of them look really cool, right? Some of the 78 gear just looks amazing. I've leveled a few of them here or there, just a little bit. I mostly did this so I can make guides with them. But more often than not, I just leave them. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes 78 gear can roll pretty pog. But it's freaking rare. It's insanely rare, right? It's rare on the order of some people saying, hey, sometimes blue gear can be pretty cool. And yeah, it can be pretty good. but it's pretty heckin' rare that blue gear is pretty good. It's like a 1 in 100, 1 in 200 kind of a shot. So I don't waste my charms on it, but I'm a 6-year player with 2,500 pieces of gear on his account that are plus 15. Not just 2,000 pieces, 2,500 pieces that are plus 15. It is damn unlikely that I'm ever going to get a piece of gear. Yeah, I got a lot of gear, Wulf. A lot of gear. Oops. Anyway, you can see this little shadow here moving down the list. Show you how fast it's scrolling. 2,500 pieces of plus 15 gear. So no, I don't level 78 gear at all. But if you're a year 1 player or maybe even a year 2 player, you can find some diamonds in the rough in that 78 gear. It's possible that you could pick up something that looks like this. Is it likely? No. But is it possible? Yeah. Good luck. Mind you, this would have been 22 speed if this was leveled in 85 gear and rolled the same way. This would be 22 speed. So you can always look at it that way too. So there you go. What are the requirements for A-Lots? I need him level 50. Do I need to awaken him? The requirements for A-Lots is that he is on your account prior. And I mean in your inventory or your waiting room, not your storage. Not here. Here has never been in your inventory before and it will not count. Okay? In your inventory or in your waiting room before maintenance on Wednesday. He must be there. But other than that, that's all you need. Now, to make the recall button appear, he needs to be level 50. You can do that after the recall goes into effect. You can quickly level him to 50 and then recall him. That's fine, but you won't see the recall button until he's level 50. And that's it. That's all he needs. Do you see ML haste in that storage? Yeah, you saw an ML haste in that storage, and you also saw 2 more of that guy in my waiting room. Haste loves me. He won't leave me alone. Haste loves me almost as much as Strays loves me. And before you say, why don't you imprint him? Because Haste freaking loves me. So what do I do when recalling? I'll have a video up on that on Monday that will show you everything, step by step, how it works. But you will click the recall button and it will show you that they're removing A-Lots from your account. And it'll show you everything they're giving you back. And it's everything that you put into the unit. And they'll give you a 4-star selector ticket that you can use on any ML unit in the game that's currently in the game. You can't save it for the future. Tenabe Simp, did you see my video this morning? Did it make you pass out? Tell me you saw it, Tenabe. Tell me you saw it. Tell me you didn't see it. Okay, guys. Brace for impact, Tenabe.
你该庆幸卡伊拉不在，不然你这小完成交给你的任务，成功后自然会有奖赏。快去吧，无论何时，你都是我最英勇的将士。想念泰尼布里亚大人了吗？不诚实的孩子，不过你带来了一个有趣的东西。哎呀，这样你就没办法把它交给下一个人了吧？不如留在这里怎么样？中了我的毒，还想轻易逃跑吗？是来找我的吗？ 高兴您能来，是有舞会的邀约吗？好久没有这种期待的感觉了。您来做我的舞伴吧，我们共舞直到永远。早就听管家说你最近不太安分，告诉我你在密谋些什么？还有必要隐瞒吗？我早已做好赴约的准备，应付这种宴会，我可不是第一次了。做好准备迎战吧。你该庆幸卡伊拉不在，不然你这小心思可藏不住。你恐怕是找错人了。不过我对魔女很感兴趣，强大的力量总是令人着迷，就像你一样。
Guys, this was a great stream. I got to go to the bathroom now for 4, maybe 5 minutes. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Let's find somebody to raid you into. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great week. I will join my Discord if you want to see some posts from my vacation. I will have videos scheduled to go up throughout the week, but this will be my last live stream until probably Friday. So, thanks again for the help with the tier list. Let's see who is streaming right now. Let's see. Somebody we haven't rated in a while. Who is this? I'm unfamiliar with this person.
Let me see here. What does it look like? Ryan Hurts Senior.
She's doing a marathon, so let's go ahead and send you guys over there just to say hey to somebody new. All right. Guys, thanks again for your support, and it really means a lot. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will catch you guys in about a week. Take care, everybody.
I mean, it's